Welcome to Boombox TV, and today we'll be counting down the top 12 video games of 2016, bringing in all aspects of the game down to the look and the playability. Starting off with number 12, which goes to Stardew Valley, an indie farming simulation role-playing video game developed by Eric Barone and published by Chucklefish Games in February of 2016. In Stardew Valley, the player takes the role of a character that, to get away from the hustle of an office job, takes over the grandfather's dilapidated farm in a place known as Stardew Valley. The player manages their character's time and energy levels as they clear land, plant and tend to the crops, raise livestock, craft goods, mine for ores, and engage in social activities, including romances leading towards virtual marriage, with the various residents of the small town, all while earning in-game money to expand their farm. The game is open-ended, allowing the player to take on activities as they see fit. And taking on the 11th spot is Forza Horizon 3. This game is an open-world racing video game developed by Playground Games and published by Microsoft Studios for Xbox One and Microsoft Windows on September 23rd, 2016 for Ultimate Edition players and the 27th of September for Deluxe players. It is the third Forza Horizon and the 9th installment in the Forza series. Forza Horizon 3 is a racing video game set in an open-world environment based in Australia. The game features a 4-player cooperative multiplayer campaign and cross-platform play. A total of 350 cars are available to players at launch, the most amount of cars to be featured in a Horizon game as of yet. And taking number 10 is Superhot, an independent first-person shooter video game developed and published by Superhot Team. The game follows traditional first-person shooter gameplay mechanics, with the player attempting to take out enemy targets using guns and other weapons. Time in the game only progresses when the player moves. This creates the opportunity for the player to assess their situation and respond appropriately. The game originated as an entry in the 2013 7-Day FPS Challenge. The game was met with positive reception when reviewers considering the title to be an innovative take on the first-person shooter genre. And number 9 goes out to No Man's Sky, an action-adventure survival video game developed and published by the indie studio Hello Games for PlayStation 4 and Microsoft Windows. The game was released worldwide in August of 2016. The gameplay of No Man's Sky is built on 4 pillars: exploration, survival, combat, and trading. Players participate in a shared universe with the ability to exchange planet information with other players. Though the game is also fully playable offline, this is enabled by the procedural generation system that assures players find the same planet with the same features, life forms, and other aspects once given the planet coordinates, requiring no further data to be stored or retrieved from game servers. And of course, we cannot forget Pokemon Go, which comes in at number 8. A free-to-play, location-based augmented reality game developed by Niantic for iOS and Android devices. The game was the result of a collaboration between Niantic and Nintendo, by the way of the Pokemon Company, and was initially released in selected countries in July 2016. In the game, players use a mobile device's GPS capability to locate, capture, battle, and train virtual creatures called Pokemon, who appear on the screen as if they were in the same real-world location as the player. The game supports in-app purchases for additional in-game items. The game has now been downloaded over 500 million times. And coming in on number 7, we have Dishonored 2, an action-adventure stealth video game developed by Arcane Studios and published by Bethesda Softworks. The game was released for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One on November 11th of 2016. Dishonored 2 was set in the coastal city of Karnaca after Empress Emily Kaldwin is disposed by an otherworldly figure. The player may choose between playing as either Emily or her royal protector and father, Corvo Attano, as they attempt to reclaim the throne. Both Emily and Corvo employ their own array of supernatural abilities. They can alternatively decide to forfeit them altogether. There are a multitude of ways to succeed in each given mission, from stealth to purposeful, violent conflict, which is our favorite. Coming to number 6, we have Firewatch, a first-person mystery adventure game developed by Campo Santo. The story follows a National Forest fire lookout named Henry in 1989, following the Yellowstone fires of 1988. A month after his first day at work, strange things begin happening to both him and his supervisor Delilah, which connects to a mystery that happened years ago. The design draws inspiration from New Deal advertisements by the National Park Service and field research conducted in Yosemite National Park. On to number 5, we have Final Fantasy XV, an open-world action role-playing video game developed and published by Square Enix for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One home consoles. The game is the 15th installment in the Final Fantasy series and was released worldwide on November 29th of 2016. The game features an open-world environment and action-based battle system similar to the Kingdom Hearts series, incorporating the ability to switch weapons and other elements such as vehicle travel and camping. And number 4 goes to Inside, a puzzle platformer adventure video game developed and published by Playdead and first released in June of 2016. In the game, the player controls a young boy in a dystopic world, solving environmental puzzles while avoiding death in a 2.5D side-scrolling fashion, following up on the 2010 monochromatic video game Limbo. Playdead started working on Inside shortly after the release of Limbo. Initially, the company started with the same custom game engine they used for Limbo, but later switched to Unity 3D to simplify development. They developed rendering routines to give the same game a signature look, in which they were later released as open source. The game was partially funded by a grant from the Danish Film Institute. Coming in at number 3, we have Hitman, an episodic stealth video game developed by IO Interactive and published by Square Enix for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. The game's prologue acts as a prequel to Hitman Code 47, while the main game takes place 7 years after the events of Hitman Absolution. Hitman is a third-person stealth video game in which players take control of Agent 47, a genetically enhanced assassin traveling to international locations and eliminating contracted targets. Players can use explosives or disguise the assassination by creating a seemingly accidental death. Falling in on number 2, we have Overwatch, a team-based multiplayer first-person shooter video game developed and published by Blizzard Entertainment. It was released in May of 2016 for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. Overwatch puts players into 2 teams of 6, with each player selecting one of several predefined hero characters with unique movements, attributes, and abilities. These heroes are divided into 4 classes: offense, defense, tank, and support. Additionally, Blizzard has developed and added new characters, maps, and game modes post-release, while stating that all Overwatch updates will remain free, with the only additional cost to players being microtransactions to earn additional cosmetic rewards. And our number 1 pick for 2016 goes to Uncharted 4: A Thief's End, an action-adventure video game developed by Naughty Dog and published by Sony Computer Entertainment for the PlayStation 4 video game console. The game was released worldwide on May 10, 2016 as a sequel to 2011's Uncharted 3: Drake's Deception. A Thief's End follows series protagonist Nathan Drake, who was retired from fortune hunting. He reunites with his older brother Sam and longtime partner Sully to search for clues to the location of Captain Henry Harvey's long-lost treasure to save his brother. So, do you agree with our top 12 video games of 2016? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching Boombox, and we'll see you next time.